Hello everyone. I have tried multiple times making this video and we're going to try this a different way. So hopefully this will work out better. Oops, my bad. I was trying to swat a gnat or whatever. No, I have not cleaned this thing yet. It's about to because we are going to be redoing, well, I'm going to be redoing all of my plants, not we, because I would love if everyone helped me, because if, you know, at least like 50 of you came and helped me, you would replant one and I wouldn't have to do anything else. Like, we would just finish it together. But anyway, like I said, I've tried to do this multiple times and it's not worked out any of those times. All the leaves look just awesome on that one. I think this is the one that I've talked about a few times, which it might have been in the video that I have not included because, like I've said, I've tried doing this video so many times and it's not worked out so many times that, yeah, it's been fun. It's been kind of weird and crazy lately. Like, is it just me, or is anyone else's, like, January so far has just been like one thing after another? It's like a lot of changes. Let me think, what else? Just a lot of chaos, people not acting right. I don't have time for all of that. That's not my life. Oh, epic fail. This was part of my other video that I was showing. So this one, and where is the other one? Right here. It was kind of part of this whole video that I already started doing last weekend. And then I tried maybe, what was it? I tried another day. I think it might have been Monday, and it was like more of a face-to-face one because I wanted to kind of explain like how I felt about my mix. It's been like 6 months. It's been since June. 6 months already. They've not really had a lot of growth. I guess I probably should have like seen what the picture angle. I'm on this other device again, so I'm trying to get used to it. Let me move this out of the way. I don't have many places for plants. If anyone can believe that. Let's move this one too. Let's just move everything. Everything must go. Ooh, I need to water that one. So I'm not happy. This mix is like basically like 80-90% perlite. Some things I'm not happy with, okay? It is, and it might have something to do with, I used Miracle Grow's perlite, which Miracle Grow, it's very fine. It's very powdery, a lot of the times towards the bottom, which you can't see on that one because it's got algae on it. Let me put this plant down. I don't know why I just don't clean off all of my shelves. I think, oh, I can get away with, you know, just having a few here. Not the case. Actually, let me move this one too, because you don't need to see like the brown perlite on that one. Like I said, I should have just moved everything. Miracle Grow, I really didn't want to use it at the time. It's what I had available because I was desperate, because I've been going through leaf issues, and I was thinking that maybe the leaves or the soil was my issue. It tends to dry out very, very, very quickly. I mean, so quickly that I think it actually prevents it from soaking up sometimes. I think the water wicking stops. These are a pain in the you-know-what if you knock them over, if you spill it. I cannot tell you the amount of places I find perlite in. I mean, I find perlite in my bed. Because it's always all over my floor. I'm always knocking these over. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't like to vacuum my floor, because if I vacuum it, actually just about every time I vacuum my floor, I end up spilling a pot of dirt or perlite all over the floor. But when I don't vacuum, nothing really gets on my floor. It's just that one time right after I vacuum. I don't know what it is, but it happens every single time. if anyone remembers that time, which you might not because life happens or you're just not following along and it's not really like a thing where you need to follow along on the journey like, you know, like vlogs or whatever. I did cut off like a lot of roots. Like, you know, like cut off like the long necks. Some of them really didn't need to. I was just kind of giving them a fresh start. But there's not really been much growth, and that's a problem. That doesn't really help me when I want to show these off at the fair come summertime. And I'm used to seeing blooms on my flowers, and I've not really had much blooms at all. Right now I do have one actually. My trusty old, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this one. I'll write the name of it down. She will always bloom for me. I think she is one of the very first ones I ever bought. Yep. Always trusty. Can always count on her. Always. Always, always. Wouldn't it have been kind of funny? I'm sitting here talking about dumping these over and you hear the sudden crash of all the perlite because I just dumped that one over. That would have been horrible. I have also noticed as I was just kind of going around in the other shelf, I've noticed where the water reservoirs will be full of water, but these will be like bone dry and not sucking up any moisture. I kind of think that there's just too much like very, very fine, almost a powdery dust that kind of clogs up at the bottom. I'm just not happy with it. It's just... And maybe, I know some people, because I did ask around and someone mentioned if I domed them, which, I mean, I don't necessarily think doming something in my situation is an absolute must. I mean, if you have a very large collection, how are you going to dome a very large collection? And what if you didn't have the money to dome a very large collection? I didn't dome mine. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. I did purchase 2 containers, which I did not see if they would fit on this shelf. I do know that these will, the container's tall enough to where I can put these in there with the lid on. I only got 2 so far because containers are not very cheap. And then it's like, well, what am I going to do after, you know, when they're fine and done and whatever. I'm sure I can find something to do with them. You know, well, I've got a lot of stuff I can put in containers. You can find all kinds of things you can put in containers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a different soil mix. I don't know whether if I'm going to do soilless, which I think soilless is considered perlite. Some people are into the vermiculite. I don't really see where that's like a big bonus. Maybe that's me. Some people like to say that it holds water too much. And peat moss, I think it's peat moss. I don't know why I keep confusing with sphagnum moss. Or maybe it's the same thing. It's a moss. They consider that soilless. Or I'm just going to go back to some sort of like soil with a lot of perlite. And if that doesn't solve it, we might just go the old school route and just, well, I don't know, because I can't imagine trying to water all of these if they're not water wicked. I don't really think water wicking is my problem. I'm not really quite sure what the problem is. We haven't figured it out, and maybe I don't necessarily have a problem, or maybe I don't have a problem anymore, and right now my problem is things are just too dry. I think things are just too dry, and we're just dry. And I've actually noticed the humidity in this room has actually gone down. I don't know if it's because our winter hasn't been very wintry. It just recently became a little bit wintry. Let me go check actually. And it's actually, oh, it's like really low now. Normally my house is in the 60 range, and it's actually currently below 50, which is very, very weird for this house. So I don't think this mix works. Now, maybe things would be different if the perlite was a lot bigger. I did see someone on Instagram. Of course, they didn't speak any English, so they couldn't answer my question, or some people just don't care to. Their perlite was like very, very big, and it seemed like it was all in perlite. And I asked them how, if they watered it daily, but they didn't answer back to me. So I'm thinking maybe if this was a bigger perlite, and maybe you ran water through it every like few days, this might work and it might be different. But I'm not seeing a lot of growth. I'm just not happy with them. They're constantly dry, or there's so much water in the reservoir and the thing's bone dry, and I'm just not happy with it. Like, I'm just not happy. Like, I don't know what it is. Something's not right. Something's not working. It's not working. And if I can just figure out what kind of mix I want to do, I haven't quite decided. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll put in like half and half soil and half like peat moss. That could be interesting. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. We're not going to immediately wick them. I'm going to put as many once I repot them, which I will take you along for that, which I didn't even show you what this looks like. I will, once I repot them, I'm going to put them as many as I can put into containers. I might even put like these really smaller ones into smaller cups instead of these larger ones. But if you can see, like, in the video I tried with these two, because these were my two candidates in the video, I was pulling them out and showing you just like how little of growth that's happened. And there's really not much growth. It looks like I cut it here and I probably scraped down, and there's really not much to this one. I guess for 6 months I expected a whole lot more than this. Like, this should be a lot bigger. And maybe I'm not giving it enough time. Maybe it's not getting enough water to grow. I don't know. I just know this, like, see right again. Like, I know I cut it off here because it looks exactly like where I would cut it off. There's been some root growth because when I chopped them off, I scraped down the sides with my fingernail to kind of promote root growth. And I mean, there's nothing here. There's still like stubs. It looks exactly like when I planted it. So, and it just, we should have a lot more at this point. We really should. It's just disappointing. And I'm plucking off like brown leaves. Like, I shouldn't be plucking off brown leaves. I don't know, it's just, and I've left these on. I know they're discolored. They actually still feel pretty, like, rigid. You know, well, they're not floppy, like, they need, like, water in them. I mean, they're still, like, but they're just discolored. They're old, they need to go, but they seem to be hanging on. I'm kind of letting it, you know, just do what it wants. When I repot it, I might let them go. But, I mean, out of these two candidates, in 6 months, we've not really progressed at all. Which, the one good thing about this mix, repotting will be really super easy because I won't really need to remove much because there's nothing on these. So hopefully, should I do another one? I don't want to have too many of these that are just open because, I mean, this has been sitting here for a week, which I kind of feel bad, but this week has been very, very hectic. A lot of change. I'll be honest, I don't like change. I'm not good with change. I'm okay with some change, especially if I'm like preparing myself and talking myself into it. there's just way too much change, losing a pet and dealing with that, and now someone's going to be moving into the house, which is fine. Um, there's just a lot of change, and I'm not good with change. That actually still feels like it's got a lot of water in it. Let's do this one. Why not? Where do I stick my little tube? Because this is what I used the last time when I tried to make this video, and it didn't work out very well. Because you haven't seen that video. Watch, this is going to prove me wrong. I don't know if I cut all of the roots on them. This one's got some root going. Okay, this one proved me wrong. Oh. You know how I was saying I might get perlite everywhere? Yeah, about that. Okay, this one does have some root growth. This hasn't really been growing very well, and it's kind of gotten yellow leaves, which kind of bothers me. Like, people say, I've been told before, like, it's because they're old. They're not really all that old. I mean, anyway. Okay, this one proved me wrong. This one actually does have leaf or roots growing. I may have not have cut it. I don't quite know. I do have a bud or something going there. And this one doesn't look half as bad as, like, this, I mean, comparison here. So, and now I get to repot this one. Yay! This is gonna be fun. I'll do that off camera because you guys don't want to see that. So yeah, this is where we're at, where I need to be. I will post up a video of me repotting, like, at least these two, because you've seen them. Because I'm going... Come on, darn it, don't do this. We're on camera now. Cooperation, please. Because I think I'm going to kind of scrape it back down again, the walls or the sides, and repot them. I might cut this off. I won't do it with this one because this one's kind of nubby anyway, this one over here, but I might do it with this one because this one's kind of long. I mean, it's a good, like, 2 inches maybe. So that's where we're at. This might be a long process because I don't know how next week is going to play out. I might try to escape what's going on in my world by planting pots, and it might be a very slow process. It might not be one of those nights where I was doing these, where I was doing it like with every night. I was just repotting plants. I do think it's going to be easy because it's pretty easy to knock all this off of the roots. And we kind of need to really, you know, some of these that I've had for a while, like this one right here, it's kind of growing off out of the plant. And I do actually have some flowers on it. Hopefully it's okay. It doesn't really want to, like, I think my lights are just too washing it out a little bit. I don't, like I said, I don't have many that, yeah, this one needs to, like, be repotted badly. It's like half growing out of the pot, but I don't claim that I know a lot of everything. I just try to create different ways and different ideas of doing African violets, that it's not just one way, which I actually struggle with whether I should post things or not, because I don't want to give out false information. I don't want to be in charge of killing someone else's plant. This was just something I started doing because I needed help, and there wasn't a whole lot of things on African violets, and I just kind of kept it up because, you know, where I was getting information, it was like, this is what's going on, and that's it. There's, like, no other possible way. And there are other ways, and there are other ways you can water your plants and other ways to take care of them than just what some people think. I guess what I'm saying is I don't really go by the book, which is funny because I'm always by the book on things, sort of. I don't know. I do. It's just something I struggle with, whether I should be making videos or not, whether it's informative or not. I did have someone message me on Facebook and was like, I just love your videos, they're so informative. And I was like, oh, I really appreciated it. I really, really, really needed it because I was like really seriously doubting my my skills here, because it's also hard to make videos and you don't really see any of my plants because they all really don't look all that great. I mean, I haven't had anything flower. I mean, I've kind of taken you guys along for what's been going on. But it just kind of sucks that, I'm doing all of this and it's just like, you guys have no idea what mine look like. Because, I mean, they just sit here and kind of look like this. And you all don't want updates on something that's not really flowering. I mean, of course, this is why we're not flowering. Oh boy. So, I apologize this is long. We all know that I do not take short videos. I have tried to make this video so many times. You guys do not understand. And I just wasn't happy about it, but I feel a lot better about this one. I'm sorry for the long rambles. I think it's just this needed to be explained of why I don't like it, why this might work in different scenarios. Would I try this again? Perhaps. The only reason I would try this again is if I gotten perlite that's very, very, very chunky perlite and tried this on one plant. And I think I wouldn't necessarily water wick it. I would have to constantly kind of water it. And I don't think that is something that I can do for all of my plants. I think the last plant count was 200. And that was quite a few months ago. And I do believe I picked up 1, 2, 3. Was it just the 3? I think I picked up 3 on Monday, which, I mean, they're not African violets, but I mean, here's one right here. And see this delinquent child does not want to stay where it's at. I mean, I just picked this one up, and this is a berry illusion arrowhead plant. I'm a sucker for the names. So, Costa Farms, please stop. And I picked up another one. Where is it at? Oh, this one. This one. So I picked up 4. If there's a 5th one, I'm not really quite sure where it's at. I have plants all over the place. This one is rabbit's foot fern, which is kind of weird. I mean, I love ferns. They just look so, like, pretty and almost kind of, like, fluttery and dainty. I had this obsession with my maidenhair fern, which is not in this room. It's in another room. But it has, like, these weird little, like rabbit's tails. It's very weird. I have another fern that's a lot bigger that's actually getting a bath in the shower. That has like weird little like roots like this. It's very weird, but very interesting. Yes. I picked up so many plants last Monday and none of them flowered. Well, wait. Did I find another one? What is this? 1, 2, 3. And here's 4. A marble peperomia, which I've been wanting one of these. I see these all the time being talked about, and I had to pick one up, and yeah, marble. Anyway, this is getting way too long. I will try to keep you guys updated as I go along. Hopefully, I won't lose my mind. I'm trying not to. Hopefully this week won't be crazy, because then I will probably lose my mind. But yes, now I need to go fix my delinquent children, especially this one. I should probably name it like Topsy Turvy or something like that, because it just wants to, like, of course it is kind of top heavy and it's kind of stumpy. Maybe we'll call it Stumpy. And it doesn't actually have a name, but it is an Optimera, but it's being renamed Stumpy now. So this is like almost like 30 minutes long. This is like too long. Oh my gosh. I apologize. So yeah, we're going to make a lot of changes here soon. So buckle up. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, you definitely deserve a cookie or an ice cream for me taking up so much of your time. As I said, I've tried to get this out so many times, and I feel better about this one than I have the other times, because they were so spacey, and they were just a mess. I don't know what the deal was. They were just a mess. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.